Hey guys, it's Same back for another video, and I'm gonna be finishing up the commission. Well, not all of it because it's still not finished. I'm gonna show you what I've done so far. Honestly, it's looking so cool. My friends gonna definitely like this. If you're watching this is how I made the goddamn costume, and it takes longer than it is. But besides that, this thing should be done pretty soon, within the next 2 weeks. And I just been psyching off on making this. Like, I keep telling myself, okay, I'm gonna upload it, but then I'm not. I'm gonna change some stuff, and yeah, so enough of me talking. Let's get on to the arm and I'll show you guys how it looks, most of it, starting now. Okay, so first I start sketching out my design. So I sketch out like a rough design of my hand, and then just kind of trace it over the like 4mm foam, just to like, well, just to make the pattern designs for my fingers, because my fingers first have to like come out, and this kind of takes a while because I have to do all my fingers and line them up and just cut it in a certain way. Just like this. Okay, so after I cut one, I'll end up doing pretty much all of them just like this, and then like heating it up and then putting it together. Okay, so after I like cut it up, that took like maybe half an hour. I started like getting a glove and started wrapping this like tissue kind of thing, like band-aid tissue on this glove right here. I tested out. The fingers are pretty much done. And I have some wool kind of thing I'm going to add later. So yeah, I tested out something like this, and then I end up sticking it onto the glove using a heat gun. I mean, not a heat gun, a glue gun. Adding it onto it. It's a bit hot, so the way I did it, I put a piece of foam inside the glove and then put it on there so it wouldn't like burn through. So yeah, this kind of takes a while, maybe a good hour or so. It took me a good while to do this, so you can see. And then I have to like make sure everything fits, like a lot. It's also really hot if you put it on at first. So yeah, this takes a while. Okay, and after a while I ended up sewing most of this just so it could be stuck more together and look more like bony-ish, like worn out, because you have to sew all of it together. Okay, so after it looks that wool kind of material, I added it onto the glove and then stick the little fingers, because it's supposed to be like a skeleton type design, and it honestly came out pretty good. I just have to adjust it a bit better than this. Okay, so time to make the little arm bone thing. So first I start off cutting my design, and then I test it out. Normally I would have tape and like just to make sure it would fit, but I don't have any tape, so I'm just kind of guessing if it's gonna fit or not. It's for my friend, so he's like, his arm's a lot bigger than mine, so it's just kind of guessing. Okay, so after a while, like good 5 minutes, I ended up cutting it, and then just like that's how it came out. It's pretty long, so I doubt it's gonna fit entirely, but it's whatever. So we're gonna glue it and see what happens. Well, I ended up gluing it, so yeah. Okay, so after I glued it, it came out like this. Honestly, it fits pretty good, but there's like limited movement, so I'm probably gonna have to readjust it and see what happens. You can move it, but not all the way through, and since my friend's arm is a bit bigger, I have to readjust it by a lot. Okay, so after like, I don't know, like a day or two, I ended up back recording this. I ate some Chinese, and I ended up finishing most of the arm. There's like this little thing where there's like a piece of string that goes through that whole thing. It should fit like pretty perfectly. You can slide your arm in, and then I made the other components that go with the skeleton arm thing. There's like a little hole. I tried to mold it after like arm thing, but it's kind of hard. So yeah, I have this like ankle thing that goes on the elbow right here, and a little string, like not Velcro, something else, like elastic. It's stretchable, easy to fit. I might have to readjust this for my friend just because he's a bit bigger than me, but overall this is how the arm came out. It came out pretty good, but might have to do more work on it. So that's pretty much it, how it came out. Okay guys, it's Same back, so I'm pretty sure you guys watched that first part. If you didn't, why? I mean, you probably skipped it then. But this is pretty much the entire finish. If you can tell, I'm wearing the whole arm, and then I'm wearing this. And part of the concept art, if any, well, mostly his game screenshots, he has like this human arm and this wooden part, along with band-aids wrapped around it. I figured wrapping band-aids around the costume really wouldn't look that good, so I decided to make this. And I'm gonna paint it into like some wood design, then wrap band-aids onto it to make it look more cooler and give it more realistic aesthetic vibe, if you know what I mean. Also, the concept art, it has like these things coming out. I'm not too sure what they are. They're like metal rods or like wooden rods, so I added them, and the rest of the arms is going to be covered in like cloth or some clothing material, or the big ass robe that's in the back of my room. And if you're curious why I changed the backgrounds, because I can't sit on my couch. It's kind of hard. And also it's better lighting right here. But yeah, this is the entire arm. Okay, a finger fell off, but yeah, this is how the arm came completely. This is how it looks completely finished. It looks very, very nice. And if you haven't seen by the thumbnail, it looks pretty nice. It looks pretty cool. The pants also look cool. It comes with this string thing, and part of the concept art or screenshot, it has like a little chainsaw thing or like this grappling hook. So I decided to add the grappling hook. This thing is super easy. You just take it in, slide it in, and out, just like this. Arm, very flexible. You can easily move it. Downside about this is you can't make a fist. But you can do this. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire arm. The costume came out good. Like I said, or if I didn't mention it, the legs, I kind of did the same thing with the arms. I didn't really want to record that part just because it would seem too boring and bland, so I ignored that part. And the pants, I'm about to show you guys in a second how it came out. But overall, I just kind of sewed it by hand and added some weathering. I haven't added weathering actually, but I just added some like tears and stuff. I will add weathering once I finish this entire costume, probably next week. It should be done. Overall, I think I'm the first one to make the Sekiro cosplay because I haven't seen anyone else do it besides me. But I'm loving how this costume's coming out so far. It turned out really great. The arm is probably one of my favorite things, along with the legs. Like, it looks fantastic, and I cannot wait to show you the final design. Overall, I hope you guys like what I've made so far and part 2 of the Sekiro costume. Like I said, terribly sorry about taking forever on this, and I'll catch you guys on next one. And just a second, I'm about to show you how the pants came out and the leg armor. Like I said, I didn't use Velcro. Actually, I didn't say anything, but I didn't use Velcro. I used like elastic to stick it onto my leg. Super easy to slide on. This costume is super comfortable, minus the hand part, because I still have to get used to using this. And it's actually my first time putting the entire costume on. Like, I haven't tried it on all together, but it's come out good. So like I said, I hope you guys enjoy the next part about how the costume looks overall. Give me your opinions. I'll be finishing it sometime next week or within the next 2 weeks. Anyways, I'll catch you guys on my next video, my next installment. So catch you guys later, and peace.